How long y'all been married?
6 years.
Man.
All right. Okay, we gonna switch it up because I had another one. I don't know where my phone is, but I can kind of give y'all a brief synopsis of what this said. And this is more for the men. And ladies, I want you all to chime in on this. Men typically, the post said, men typically do not marry the woman they love. They marry the woman that came along at the right time.
I agree.
That's it.
So who wanna jump in on that?
Wait, let me process
That was the time.
Don't marry the woman you love.
You married a woman that came along at the right time. In other words, men kind of have this mindset, I'm ready to get married, right? It could have been a woman you was in love with, but you wasn't ready to get married. She gone, she moved on, and now you ready to get married.
I disagree with that.
So
I agree.
come on, Greg. Come on, hold on, come on, wait, let Greg. Come on, Greg.
I agree.
Well, I'm not married or nothing like that, so
Nothing close to that.
please keep your comments, negative comments, sensitive to me. But
Sensitive.
no, but in reality, I think that, and this is my personal opinion, you ain't gonna be in love all them hundreds of times. Everybody you meet, you fall deep in love with. You can learn to love a person, but the one you probably was in love with years ago, and for whatever reason that didn't work out, then you meet someone that you care about, you love them, but it wasn't like that first love that you had. I don't think you're gonna, just me personally, fall in love every time you enter into a new relationship. You fall deep in love, and you find somebody you like. Y'all got things in common, and you see things you can work on and grow. And I think that at the time, that's the one for you. That's who you married.
Okay.
Bullshit. I'm not gonna marry.
Okay, wait. Let's go, Nikki. Come to you.
To the married people, did you love, not at first sight, but did you love initially, or are you growing to love?
I'll answer
Yes.
that. So initially, no, it wasn't love. We fell in love. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, love at first sight. I mean, I knew Vess when I was 13. I didn't like him.
Nobody like that.
Hold on.
Still don't like
Did we?
You that guy. I mean, you that guy.
When we ran into each other years later, it was a different feeling. But as we started going out, I started finding that we were compatible. It was somebody coming from that single life after dating for so long. I felt like I finally found someone that liked to do a lot of things that I like to do. So I would probably say, we fell in love. It was not love at first sight. To be honest with you, I don't even really know if that even exists. Love at first sight.
We gonna get to that. Hold on. Let me go to her, then go to Pat.
Is that love or lust?
No, we going there. Hold on.
I think it's a love, lust, and good sex. But we gonna talk about that later.
We gonna go there.
I think your question is that when you marry somebody you love, well, you loved her then or you loved him then, and now that you divorced, and I think that's where the mindset shifts. Is when you've been through that. I married somebody I loved for real, and we're in a divorce situation, and I'm divorced. And now I'm with somebody who is, I don't want to say convenient, but the person that I loved then, they're not available because they're married, they're in a relationship. So do you now marry somebody who's, I'm going to just say convenient.
Second best.
You is second best
Who's in
because
there?
this is who's available now, and
Married.
y'all,
So
you
married the
feeling
cat.
it
But you married for
because
the wrong reason.
no, you don't.
Because you married off convenience. You were in love with one person, then unavailable. So now you married.
But you can't negate your feelings for this person that are gonna grow. Like she said, she didn't even like him when they was 13.
Don't nobody like
They was
that.
13.
Okay.
We talking
That's my
about
friend.
But I'm saying, right. Okay, so we're gonna go past 13. So I'm gonna say for myself, you get to a different different point where the things that you will and will not accept, the things that you will and will not tolerate are different post-divorce. Because once you've been married and divorced, your mind shift changes. So it's like, damn, I used to, him and him, yeah, he could have, but he's married and he's married. So you keep dating, and so you marry somebody that you genuinely start liking and then eventually fall in love with, but you still may
Why
have.
are you marrying him before you fall in love with him?
Wait, no, wait. I didn't say you didn't. I didn't say you didn't. But I can't marry Greg and I can't marry Tree because they're both married. So it's like I love them then, but I'm not hypothetically Greg because me and you go back to Wait. But
my question to you is, if you're divorced, your mindset, you've been through experience, right? And you kind of looking for the same person because you like who you like. But if someone is not available, then you start dating. Why don't you leave it at dating until you fall in love? Why would you jump and marry a person?
No, I'm not saying marry before you fall in love.
I think we have shifted the question. Right. So this is what I want to go back to. Women have a different experience when it comes to marriage. Mm-hmm. We start as babies, training to be wives. Whether that's most of us. Men, on the other hand, men don't get into relationships and then immediately think, "Ooh, I want to get married." So now I want to kick the question back and hear from the men, because here's what I truly believe, and I'm saying this, witnessing it, my male friends, even from my father. My father made a statement. It was like, I think I'm ready to get married again. Okay, so the divorce mindset and all of that, and then the next woman he married, he married. I think there is a mindset that men decide that marriage is now on the table. Mm-hmm. And I don't think love has anything to do with it. I think it's a mindset that they're ready to get married. They can love you all day and not want to get married.
I agree. Come on, Tree. Wait. Come on, Tree. Come on, Tree. Let Tree go.
I think she hit it on the head. The 40-year game is different from the 30-year game. Amen. When you 30, you playing. When you 20, you playing. And then when you 40, you say, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And when somebody said it's my time, so you look at that. You look at that next person and you say, well, I'm dating her now. It's my time. I feel like doing this, right? I want to do this. This is what I want. And you just pick that individual and you say they got their good points, they got their bad points. But in the 40-year game,
is this what you mean, or while you
wait, hold on.
This is why you dating. But as like some people say, we know people that's been married for 6 months.
Bullshit.
And her situation that she talked about, I was a part of that situation.
Hey.
So hold on, let Don.
I don't think it's timing. I think it's when a man is ready. He might not even know he's ready. When he meets that woman and he knows she's that.
Okay, we're gonna go Pat. Let's go Pat and send the ladies over y'all. Let's go Pat and go to
John just hear what I was gonna say on the
I agree.
I don't agree with that.
We date.
Yeah.
We have that marriage stuff in the back of our heads because a lot of us men, we seen men in our family married. We done had grandfathers who been married 40, 50 years. And we got that in the back of our head, but at the same time, while we young, we just gonna date until we meet that right person. When you meet that right woman,
it's time.
And she put that shit on you, and I'm not even talking about sex, but when she mind fuck you, and can talk to you about every motherfucking thing, and y'all got shit in common, you gonna sit your ass
when
down,
she your
and
friend,
you gonna marry that motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell you something, ain't nothing like a woman being your friend.
Ain't nothing like it.
I'm telling you. Ain't nothing like
hold on, we got ladies up here.
I'm gonna say, I'm going back to the question.
We're gonna go Cat and Robin.
The question was, why do men marry people that they're not in love with? And I think we're getting a little bit off the subject.
That's part of it. Saying the time that men marry
so
for the time.
that they're not really in love with and not the one that they were originally in love with. Why are they marrying somebody they're not really in love with, but she got everything? Because she got financial, she got everything else.
Good point. That's a part of it.
She got the finances. She a good person. She my friend. Just like he said, she my friend. She got the finances. She look good. Why not? She got everything else.
And that shit
Come on, Sheikah and Robin.
I can attest to that because when I got married to my ex-husband,
it was, I met him, but I was in love with my child's father.
Woo,
But I grew to love my husband
now we
at
talking.
that time
Now we
because
talking.
it was of convenience because I couldn't have my baby's daddy. So I had to, not had to, but I married him, chose to because I ended up dating him and grew to love him. But that's not what I wanted. But he was of convenience for me.
Wait, we going to
I think some, and this is men and women. I know a guy. He wants to be married so bad. He's been married twice, and he always looked at his wife the first time I met her like, that ain't gonna work. It's because he wanted it so bad, and he did not want to be patient. So the next woman that came along, when I say this boy bought more engagement rings than a little bit, I think he should just be broke. But he wants to be married so bad that he tried to find every quality in a woman that he wants, and then if she has at least 90%, he marries it, but he's
True shit.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Reason, bro.
For me,
Like, you're not all
love
man.
is not enough all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. We got a great
You
point here.
grow to love someone. You know, I was in love before and I didn't marry the person because I didn't think that would be good for my future. So you have to love somebody. Not it takes more than just love. I met my husband chatting online. Didn't know what he looked like. I've been with him 18 years now.
Hey, man.
You know, my thing
My
is,
man.
you have to just because you love them.
What
got to do with it?
Somebody survived catfish.
What site is that?
Okay. So
What site is that?
so here's a good point. Now we took it from the men's side.
I need to know what site.
Do women
Let's go, D.
do the same thing? Do women sometimes marry because they just want to be married? Just like Sheikah said,
No.
it wasn't about the man she was in love with. He wasn't available. He wasn't available. Do women always marry for the right reason?
No.
All right, next subject. We all agree on that. Come on, Tree. Come with it.
My friend right here.
Why you keep touching on me?
My friend right here.
That's number 3.
You know what? When we was having conversations, we lived next door to each other for what, a year and a half, and we was having conversation every day. She was like,
We went to college together. Let me give you some backstory. So we got history. Right.
I'm talking.
We ain't gonna go that deep into it. We don't want to know what happened in college.
So she tells me I want to marry this dude, and we have this history or whatever. And I'm looking at the dude like, yeah, the dude don't look right. You know, the dude don't look right. But I don't tell her that. I don't tell her that because when your friend tells you this is who you want, you back your friend. But you can we sit back and say that that we want this, right? We want this wholeheartedly, you know, holistically.
Homeless.
Not holistic, wholehearted.
We want this holistically, but the 40-year game changes everything. When you on that 40-year game, you thinking about, okay, I don't want to be lonely for the rest of my fucking life. Because you look at your you got uncles that still playing the game, and you say, I don't want to be like your uncles. And women think the same way.
That's real talk.
Women think the same way. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that.
Let's go Nikki. Wait, let's go Nikki real quick.
I think when you have a best friend, I mean, and whatever your definition of best friend is, that's your definition. But if you got somebody that know you in and out, know your good, bad, or whatever, and you're dating, and your best friend said,
Yeah.
you need to take heed to that because they on the outside looking in, they see shit that you don't see. If you my girl and I'm fucking with a dude and you know he ain't no good, I need you to holler at me, please and thank you.
No, because her lonely ass sister told me.
No.
That's different. Sitting by her damn self.
But that's
fucking trailer home.
That's different.
And she told her that he probably out fucking everything moving. And it was a fucking lie. Now she's sitting in a fucking trailer home.
But that might not be her best friend. That's her best friend.
My sister, you done made my sister stand up.
Okay, sister stood up. What you got to say, sis?
Couple different things.
All right, now.
In certain situations, you see as the friend, you right, you see it. But guess what? I ain't gotta lay next to that man every night. I can't tell you what you think and you feel in your heart because you marrying for the wrong reasons, out of hurt, because you trying to marry what you knew 20 years ago, and you don't know him today. No offense, her situation. Your best friend that you grew up together, y'all birthdays the same day, don't mean shit today.
We ain't trying to put nobody on blast. We
No,
put nobody's name out. No name dropping right now.
You see, you living in 1989 and we in 2018. So you trying to marry 1989. 2013. Right.
Yeah,
but you marrying that.
But
You
see
see it on the outside looking in, but I can't tell you, I can't make you see through my eyes because you're still living.
But we can have a
back
conversation
there.
though.
Okay.
And I will tell you from my standpoint.
Wait, hold on. We got to hear from one of the guys.
It sounds like a lot of people are marrying for the wrong reasons, though. And here's why. Here's why I'm saying that. You said earlier that you can't marry. You use an example. You said you can't marry him. You can't marry him because they're married. Correct. So now the guy
After I got divorced.
After you got divorced, because now you're divorced,
Right.
but you're single at this point.
Right.
Correct. So now you're gonna marry the next man because you can't marry them, and you're not in love with the dude. You might love him, but you're not in love with him. To me, you are married, and anytime you marry off convenience, that shit will never work. That's bullshit to me.
I agree.
And I've never been married. I've never been married.
You agree.
But whenever the hell I'm ready to get married, or I find that right person, like Pat say, that just got it. She got it. Like, I know this is the one. Then we're gonna get engaged, and I'm gonna get married. Here's the thing. All my friends are gonna know. Hey, this is the one.
Male and female?
Male and female. Because I'm off the market.
Right.
I'm off the market. It is what it is. I'm off the market.
Okay, come on, love.
Now,
All right, come on, love. We're gonna go love.
But it ain't gonna never be for convenience.
Wait, hold on. Let's
Okay.
wait.
So let me say, Kev and men have the luxury of taking their time and finding the one. Women, from societal pressures, our clock to get married starts way sooner than yours.
That's your fault.
So let me just say,
a lot of sense.
Hear me out. Listen.
That's first, so he told us.
I had a master's degree. I had a good job. You know what people ask me about? When are you getting married? All of my other successes meant nothing because I did not have yet a husband. So the pressure then becomes, then the pressure comes that either I need to get married or there's something wrong with me because no one has given me their last name. So y'all don't get that pressure.
Right.
People, the only people that's gonna ask y'all when you get married is your family or your mom because she want grandkids or she wants you to get married. Men don't get, I don't think men do not get the same pressure. Your boss ain't asking you, so when you get married, you ain't in circles, and people like, you still ain't got married.
That's called average. Not easy.
But
Hold on, come on, wait.
organizations that ask you on your application when you want to be a member of certain organizations, what does your husband do?
Yes.
I never told you I had a husband. So why are you making me answer questions about my husband and what he does? Because it don't matter.
Wait, hold on. Come on, Tony.
Let me tell you something. Single women. I'm serious. The reason that you can have all the masters and be a beautiful woman and have a body, whatever you want.
Well,
Men, we have choices, you guys know.
Exactly.
And the reason we have choices is because there's so few of us to choose from.
52%.
We either married, them niggas gay,
They
locked up, or they 40 something still talking about they folks. So,
Damn.
So you guys have less to choose from. Where us, like you said, with the masters, we got a lot of options.
And it does, but wait, it does. No, he makes a great
point. You got the
point.
people, the white women, the Mexican girls, and everybody else.
Yes, sir.
He makes a great point because I made this statement to somebody before. I could find 100 women that'll take a ring for me before you found one dude that'll give you a ring.
Absolutely.
I missed that.
You know why?
I missed that. I could find 100 women that'll take a ring for me before you find one that'll give you a ring. Cubic zirconia.
And you women look at a married man
It's
and
real.
say,
Ain't
I
the money.
want him because I like
It
the
only
life
take one bull
that he gives
to
her.
impregnate all the cows. That's the bottom line.
Simple as
Okay, hold on. Let's go to Mike. Let's go to Mike.
So think about this. I think we just put too much emphasis on the word love. I mean, because love is just such an ambiguous thing in terms of what it means to everybody in here. Something
Yes, yeah.
what it is. So,
You back.
huh?
And
I can use big words. No, I'm just saying. So when I say that, I met a young lady, the one that I'm with now, and I fell head over heels for her. I told everybody she was going to be my wife. You know, she was with her ex-husband from the age of 13 all the way until, like a year and a half before I met her. So she had only been with one person. And then she broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? But then I felt like, it's really like it's work. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that if it's something you want to be in, you got to work toward it. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, you got to really understand for yourself, what does love mean for you? And then are you willing to put in that work to make it work? Now, that's because she broke my head.
Absolutely.
This man said she did right.
I just broke a lot of hearts. I probably deserve it.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to Keita. We run out of time. Let's go to Keita real quick. Let's go to Keita. Come on, Keita.
You ain't even right, man. I'm gonna put sister whoop your ass. We gonna show her this video.
I think that there are, we as women, as women, we get to a point in our lives where, especially as we get older, that we might start accepting things that we probably wouldn't normally accept because we are getting older. And we do want to eventually get married. So where we may not necessarily be in love, we start accepting, well, you know what? He's a great guy. He has a good job. He's stable. This is an affordable life. It's a good life. So love kind of goes on the back burner, and you look at what type of you start looking at what you can establish with this person, because now your ass is getting older.
That's a mistake.
But it may not necessarily be a mistake for some people, because I have a cousin now. She's in her 40s, and she's climbing up to 50. And so the men that she used to choose, she's choosing differently now because she wants something a little different. And she sees that she's getting older, and she don't want to be by herself for the rest of her life.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with a mind shift. So because our maturation,
and she's never been married.
But our maturation, you kind of learn what you will and will not tolerate, what you do and do not want.
Absolutely.
So her having a shift is not a bad thing.
Absolutely.
I have a friend who was engaged to a female, bought a ring, they planned the wedding and all of that, and she decided, and it was bad. It was really bad.
Are you talking about me?
And I'm just saying, a friend of mine. So she decided she loved him, but she wasn't in love with him, and she felt like she would fall in love with him eventually. And so 3 weeks before the wedding, she was like, we're not doing it. So I think that's where the maturation comes in. You can't say, I hope I fall in love with this dude. And I told her, I said, you know what, I'm grateful that you decided that you didn't want to marry him before you married him and went through the bullshit of divorce, because you never fell in love with him, because there were issues with him that you never conquered. The communication didn't happen, and you didn't get married.
That ring
because I didn't say.
All right, wait. We running a real long time, and my man back here, he really want to say something. I want,
guys. This is my first time. Sorry.
Yeah. Let him chime in. Step up. So we can see you on the camera. Step up. Other side of the pole. Step up. Come on, go ahead.
I wanted to address it because you said that your sister, your cousin, she decided to change her dating style of the man. Is she happy with that? Or is she doing that because that's going to give her a better opportunity to be married?
Right. I think that it may give her a better opportunity to be married.
So that's the love that's compared / marriage thing that we deal with. Is that what we're talking about?
Right, exactly.
And some men are great providers. They don't make great.
They don't make great mates.
Okay, y'all, we got okay. I know. We're gonna finish this up. We're gonna finish this up after dark. We do a thing called After Dark Talk. So we're gonna continue the conversation. But before we close out, I do want to acknowledge that this is Love Bug's last show. She's leaving us. She moved down. So give it up for her. Give it up for her. She has been.
I'm positioning myself for her.
She has been. Ever since she came to the show, though, she's really been great. She's been one of our. She's hosted the Ladylike segment. She's helped host Venus vs. Mars, and we appreciate you. And we love you, and good luck on your new venture. Yeah! And with that, raise your glasses. Wait, hold on.
Everybody knows that tomorrow's Father's Day. We want to give
let's acknowledge Father's Day.
And you kids only one kid y'all still
And salute to Taboo Cigar Lounge. Thank you for hosting us. We really appreciate it. Y'all come on down, check it out. It's a great spot.
Don't even try. I just do me and I still be fly. Okay, we gon' see it's jumping. It ain't too crowded. Music is bumping. Hit that, yeah. Feel my dance. That for a minute. Millie rock, hands still spinning. Crisscross, pop for a second. Now I'm chillin'. Scrap your line, I hit that. G where it's at, we in.